What's up everyone? So today, you already know that I no longer own my 2010 Lotus Evora. I'm sitting in my 2017 Toyota Tacoma TRD Off-Road, which I obviously replaced with it. So basically today's video is going to be my Google review of my entire experience in selling my car to the dealership, because what you guys don't know is that I am still in the process of getting my car sold back to the dealer. So this whole process started on July 31st. That's when I decided to head down to the dealership. I made a vlog about potentially selling my car back to the dealership. At this time, I had already called 3 other dealers to see if anybody was interested in buying my car. All 3 of the dealers had said no, which is why I brought it back to Maserati Lotus of Greenville, where I bought the car, because it had a bad Carfax. I brought the car down to the dealership, said, hey guys, I'm interested in selling my car. You know, I bought it from you, obviously. What do you think you guys would give me back, or, you know, buy the car from me for? So they check it out, you know, walk around it, take it for a test drive, and then we go inside and we start talking numbers. They're looking at other comps, obviously. They're pulling up the VIN, checking the history on the car. Obviously, they know what they did. They're the ones who fixed the car. I know what I wanted to get for the car. I had a set number in mind, and they came back a couple grand lower than what I was hoping. So I give my brother a call. You know, I love having a second opinion. You know, we're obviously very close. We talk all the time about all of our situations and things like that. So gave him a call, said, hey, this is what they're giving me for the car. Not really what I was looking for. If you guys are wondering why I didn't try to sell the car privately, it's because of that Carfax. I didn't really want to screw someone else in that situation. In the end, I decided to accept the offer, and I think my biggest mistake with selling the car back to the dealership, aside from them not giving me a little bit more for the car, is the fact that I left the dealership without getting a check written back to me. Now, the check that I'm talking about is the difference between what they bought my car for and what I still owed on the car. There was still a little bit that I owed on the car. So that difference is written back to me in the form of a check from the dealership. And that's something that the dealership and I work out once they send all the paperwork out to the bank. This is an entirely new experience for me. I've never had a loan to take out on a car, so the process, even of selling it back to a dealership, was completely new. The way that most dealerships do this, what I found out afterwards in talking to some of my friends who work at dealerships, is that when you give the dealership the keys, they give you that check back. If not, it's like within a week or so. They have some processing or things to do, but generally you can get that check the day you give them your car, because I was entrusting that dealership with my personal property. You know, I still had my insurance on that car for a little while, just getting things squared away, and you know, I'm out a car. I've just given them my car, the keys to it, and I have nothing in return for that. When I left the dealership, I was under the impression that I would be getting that check the following Friday. They told me that they were going to send out all the paperwork on Monday. I'd be getting the check very soon. Monday rolls around, I give the dealership a call. Hey, you know, how's everything going? Did you get that paperwork out? Yep, we got it out. We sent it out. Everything is, you know, underway basically. So I call them that Wednesday, call them that Friday. They still are in like, hey, everything's not in yet, we're waiting for this and that. Friday, I don't get that check. Very disappointed, because that Saturday I was going to look for potential replacements. Now we're in the beginning of September. I called the dealership 3 times that week, still nothing. We're not getting anywhere. They're still telling me that none of the paperwork has been received. We're into the 2nd week of September now, still nothing. I've called the bank a couple times, who I was getting the loan through, just to see if they received anything. They're telling me they haven't received anything yet. I'm getting very anxious, because we are 2.5 weeks into it now, and I still don't have the check difference written back to me. August 15th, I give the bank another call. They actually received all the paperwork on the 15th. So that had been, like I mentioned, just over 2 weeks, which I guess is reasonable with mail time. So I was like, okay, you know, it's been 2 weeks. That's reasonable for them to get in everything and process everything. A couple days later, we get a message on Instagram from the new owner of the Lotus. I was shocked to see that. I had been watching the Lotus on the website, and I had seen the Lotus disappear, and I thought that was odd. They couldn't sell the car before they got the title from the bank. He bought the car August 10th. So technically, what I learned from some other dealer friends is that if this isn't illegal, it's definitely very sketchy that the dealership sold the car before they got the title to then turn the title around to the new owner. So in that case, they're kind of screwing me and the person who bought the car, because now the person who bought the car, if they are financing it, even if they paid cash for it, they don't have a title for the car, and it's not even registered under their name through the bank. Obviously, I gave them a call. I was like, hey guys, I know you sold the car. Where's my money? Because now they, not only do they have my car, they sold the car, they made money off the car twice. They have whatever money the new owner put down on the car. So there is no reason that they couldn't write me a dealer check for the money that they owed me. So after I find out all of this information, I called the dealer a couple more times. At this point, I had only been calling the dealership. I hadn't gone back since the day I sold the car to them, so I don't have any records of our conversations. On August 26th, I just showed up to the dealership. I showed up with my camera. I went in and said, hey, it's been 28 days since I sold you my car. I would like to leave with my check today. Where's my check? And actually, I'm gonna put in a clip of what I was able to film on day 28 when I walked into the dealership. Make sure camera's rolling. Here we go.
Hey guys.
Hey, how's it going?
What's happening, Greg?
Ready to pick the check up, please.
Well, I'm telling you.
You should. You already sold the car.
I know, but I still have time.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, you guys told me you couldn't sell the car until you got the title for it.
No, I didn't say that. No.
That's what David told me.
No, that's not true. And I can't get a title to him.
Yeah.
Or register his car till I get the title.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just any dealer's gonna do the same thing. That's not my rule.
I got friends with dealers that told me I should have got the check the day I gave you the car or within a week. You have the ability to write me a dealer check for it. We're on 28 days right now. I'd really like it now.
Well, I can't do that today.
You should be able to.
I can't. You know, I have to have
my
the
phone.
title. If you want.
I mean, I don't have a car right now. It shouldn't take this long.
I mean, I just don't have, the bank has your title.
Yeah.
If you went to the bank and wrote them the check.
But you should be able to give me the check.
Giving you a title right then.
Hey, hold on. Hey, what's up? I'm at the dealer right now. I'm not getting anywhere.
Why not?
I don't know. Can Matt give me a call?
Probably.
Yeah. Hold on. Can I put you on speaker?
If
This is my brother.
If that camera's going, I'd prefer you cut it off.
I'd like to keep it on.
Then there's conversations over there.
All right, I'll shut it off. So you can see by this conversation that they really didn't have, a good reasoning for why they couldn't give me my money. And obviously you heard, if I didn't shut off the camera that they didn't want to talk anymore. I had to get my brother on the phone. I got a couple other of my car friends on the phone trying to help me out in leaving with that check that day. They were telling me that if they didn't have the title in hand, the title is worth cash. They need that title to turn it around to get to the bank and to send it back to the new owner. And basically this was BS. There is no reason that they could not write me a dealer check. The 10-day payout, that is when, I didn't really explain that, and I should have used that as some ammo towards the dealer in the clip that you just saw. The 10-day payout allows the dealership to get all the paperwork together. They can find out the exact amount that they owe the customer within that 10-day period. So that 10-day payout turned into 30 days. My experience with this dealership just turned awful from this whole experience. And the sad part is, I wasn't just a random person. I didn't just go in one day and say, hey, I want to buy this Lotus, and then go back and say, hey, I'd like to sell it back to you. I had been working with this dealership for about a year and a half. I made 24 videos for them, equaling just over 700,000 views. So that is advertisement in a positive way for the dealership. So when my brother traded in his Genesis Coupe for the first 370Z at Champion Car Company, that whole deal for him, everything just went super smooth. They were really willing to work with him on the deal. Again, when he traded that in for the Nismo, same thing. Everything happened the same day. They were really good about just the whole deal, finishing everything up that day. Even with my mom's car, when we traded in her Freestyle for the Ford Escape at Mooresville Ford, they even had to ship another car from another dealership in. They did that the same day because that was the only spec that she wanted that was available. It was a little out of the ways to drive. They shipped it in that day, got all the paperwork squared away, everything set. So even, those two experiences were really good. Now, working with Maserati Lotus of Greenville, and doing all the videos and all the reviews and everything for them, you know, Brian had done some for Champion along with Mooresville Ford. And I'm not saying that the dealership I sold the Lotus to should have rolled out a red carpet or anything for me in exchange for that, but I was really hoping to just have good customer service, you know, good quality, you know, let's work with you, let's get this done, just like the other two vehicles that my brother and mom got. And so just with the dealership here, I just had a really, really horrible experience. And the issue with that now is that all of those videos, all that advertisement that I did for the dealership, you know, telling you guys, hey, check out their website, check out all the inventory they have, you know, to help promote their company. Now it's just like, don't even look at their website, don't go to the dealership, go somewhere else to find the car you're looking for. Because I would feel bad if somebody, you know, went there and went through the same experience I did because I recommended that you go to that dealership. Again, that is extremely unacceptable. That is not good customer service whatsoever. I was really hesitant in making this video, but I think if even one person can learn something from this video in their own situation, or just get some more knowledge of what to expect if you're ever in the same situation. Or maybe you were thinking of getting a car from that dealership. You know, I hope you change your mind. I hope you have learned something from my experience. It is really disappointing. From the 1.5 years of working with these guys, I really thought we had a great relationship. Now, I'm not complaining about any of the money or anything like that. It's more of the customer service. You know, the deal that we made on the car, you know, that's final. I can't look back on that, but I can look back on how I was treated. And that's a big thing to me. You know, I had some other dealer friends helping me in this situation, and they didn't have to. You know, that's the thing about the car community. You surround yourself with people who work with you, who are really friendly. You know, they help you out on the side, and that's the car community you want to be a part of. The dealership that I brought my car to was not in that at all. They were just in it for the money. They didn't care about the customer service. And you know, that's a big tipping point for me as why I'm saying to not go there, because they treated me like crap. And you know, I thought we had a really good relationship, making videos for them, doing different events and things like that. And you know, overall, it was a horrible experience. So to sum up, leaving the dealership on day 28, I got in writing that they would be providing me the check that following Monday, because on Saturday they didn't have their financial person to write the check. That was kind of a bummer, because I was like, I'm leaving with my check today. But I got in writing that Monday they would have that check ready for me to go. They were actually going to drive it to my work to deliver it to me. I live in a different city than the dealership, and I was like, there's no way I can get down there on a Monday. I work all day. And they were like, hey, we're gonna bring you the check. And I was like, cool, you're bringing me the check Monday. So they write, no later than 10 a.m. on Monday, we'll get you the check. 10 a.m. on Monday rolls around and I don't hear anything. 10:15, I get a text, hey, I'm on my way, I'm running a little late, still trying to get all this done. And I'm just like, are you serious? You wrote down no later than 10 a.m. I would have the check in hand. So I'm like, okay, let me know when you're on your way. They respond back with a picture of the check and say, I'm on my way. Okay, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. You sent me a picture of the actual check, everything on it, the amount was correct. I'll see you in a little bit. So they roll around about 11:15, 11:30. You know, sounds okay, but when it's been 29, 30 days already, you know, they're an hour late. It does get pretty frustrating. Everything is building up. Person shows up, I receive the check from them. They were telling me that the financial person who was writing the check was not willing to write it. If you don't write this check, Mike's gonna be getting his lawyer involved and we're gonna settle it the hard way. They ended up writing the check. Obviously, I got it that Monday. It's so frustrating. Even now, it's so frustrating, but I get the check, you know, hey, thanks for getting it for me. You know, I just was gonna be nice about it. So that was a pretty irritating and just frustrating situation for me to go through. I hope nobody has to go through an experience like that. But it was a first for me. It was a learning experience. So now I know what to do the next time I'm in that situation. But if you're looking for a car, I would not recommend that you go to Maserati Lotus of Greenville, simply because I thought I had a great relationship with them again. It had been 1.5 years. I'm glad that that's behind me now. I'm in my one of my dream trucks again. This is the second Tacoma that I've had. I am ready to start on the adventures of this. Hopefully you've already seen some of those. up on the channel. More videos to come on this car, more mods, more everything on it. And hopefully next year I will be getting a sports car or supercar to add to the Tacoma, because this isn't going anywhere. So there are plenty more content, plenty more videos to come on the channel with the Tacoma. And I'm glad that whole situation is behind me. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that video of basically what not to do, or you learned something that you can do if you're ever in a situation like that. So if you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Definitely stay tuned for more content on the way. I'll see you all next video. Oh my gosh. How do I part ways with that?